Yo, what's going on, man? Today is October the 25th, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. I'm live on Twitter. I'm also live on YouTube as well. Let me do one thing real quick. I need to shut my door real quick, and then I'll be right back. All right, cool. All right, we got a big slate. I'm gonna try to keep the show to about an hour today. So I'm gonna go through all my analysis real quick, let you guys know what I'm looking at. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays that I like. All of them are half unit plays, so I only got about 3 units in totality out. It is just the second day. It's the first day of actually having a big slate, so not gonna go super crazy. I kind of gave that advice yesterday. And we're going to jump right into it. Before we do, hit the like button for me if you guys can. It's a lot of new people tuning into the show. Subscribe to the channel over on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely check me out on Twitter. If you're listening in on Twitter, definitely check out my YouTube as well. All my plays you can get when I first make them for $5.99 a month through my YouTube membership channel. If you don't want to do that, then you can hear them every day here when I do the show at 5 o'clock Eastern time. So definitely turn the notification bell on, subscribe to the channel, and smash the like button for me if you can. We got a lot to talk about. Real quick, just a recap of yesterday. I did go 1-1. I hopped on Michael Porter Jr. on Friday when the 16.5 number came out. He looked like I thought he would. Missed a bunch of wide open threes. Loved the spot for him yesterday to go under 16.5 points. Then I also tried to hop on my Lakers yesterday, plus 5.5. Darvingham does the crazy stuff with the lineup with LeBron James, only playing him here, not playing him there. Limits his minutes, and the Lakers really struggled without him being on the floor yesterday. Turned the ball over, gave up too many points in transition, gave up too many points, too many offensive rebounds as well. And Joker looks like he's the most dominant player in the game again. So 1-1 yesterday, lost a little bit of juice, but wasn't too bad. It was good to, just kind of watch the games as well. So those were the 2 plays that I gave out. So let's jump into it for today. I'm not even going to go through every game. I will give you guys my lean. I will kind of go through every game, but it'll be quick, a sentence or 2, and then I'll give you guys my looks that I'm actually playing. So, and I actually don't even got banners for all the games either. So first game up, we got Atlanta and Charlotte. This one opened with Atlanta actually laying a 1.5. Total went from 233 up to 236. So the books are expecting, the bettors are expecting points in this game. 118 to 118 seems like a lot. And just for people who wasn't following, yesterday both games actually went under. The 228.5 hit for the Lakers game to go under. And then Golden State and Phoenix wasn't even close. They finished with 212 points, I think. And that total was like 235, 234. So, there is something I think to maybe first half going over. But until these teams actually play, a few games, I do think that we're going to see the unders hit a little bit higher than the overs. Charlotte is a team, in my estimation, I think is going to be a little bit better defensively. Offensively, they didn't really change much. They don't really have a lot of difference. Of course, Lonzo Ball, he played in less than 40 games last season. So maybe you could say that. I lean towards Atlanta in this game. I think Atlanta can cover this small spread. Am I going to back them on the road? Absolutely not. Just because I'm not looking to play a lot of sides as the season kind of opens. I think I more so want to focus on player props and kind of getting some of those guys in these roles versus looking at these teams. So those are my thoughts. I do lean Atlanta minus 3.5. Hate playing the worst number, so not going to play that. Washington and the Wizards play the Pacers. That's the next game up. This spread opened with the Indiana Pacers laying 7.5 at the crib. And the total was 231. This total is now up to 235.5. It's the second highest total on the board for today. Expecting a lot of points. The spread did come down from 7.5 down to 5. I would agree with the movement there. I think I'd agree with the movement there. This Washington team is not going to be a good team in my estimation. I think that they're going to catch some teams slipping at certain points throughout the season. You bring Jordan Poole in, you still got Kyle Kuzma, you got a very competent point guard, one that they haven't had, something they haven't had in DC in quite a while when you bring in Tyus Jones. So I do think that Washington will be able to score a tad bit. And when I did the preview show, I talked about, taking the overs for Washington. So I do lean first half to go over. I gave out the number on the preview show. I can't remember exactly what it was, but Washington surprised a lot of teams and was one of the best first half teams to cash the over last season. I think we see a little bit more of that with teams making adjustments and kind of slowing them down at halftime. So I wrote down, I didn't play it, but I wrote down Washington and in the first half to go over 115.5. I do think that these teams play so fast that we might see the pace kind of slow up in the second half, which is why I kind of want to focus on the first half to start the season. So 116 is what, like 58 to 58 at the end of the first half. I think we could get there. Something around that in that possibility. Wouldn't be laying 5 points for Indiana, but I'm definitely not taking the 5 with Washington. Definitely want to see these teams before I give out a play or put my hard-earned money on anything in that game. All right, next game up, we got Boston and New York. So the Celtics, they look good throughout the preseason. Traveling to MSG, they're going to be in the Garden tonight to take on the New York Knickerbockers. Spread opened at 1.5. It's up to 3.5. Total is pretty much the same, 223.5. Spread did move up to 4 in some places. Boston, I think, is going to be a well-oiled machine this season. Not a lot of times I'm going to be looking to fade the Boston Celtics. And for this game specifically, even though the Knicks did have Boston's number last season, if you go back, and the Knicks didn't really change their roster. Of course, Boston did. You got Porzingis there. You got Drew Holiday there now. The way I chose to play this game, so first I'll tell you guys that I do lean first half to go over. Dating back to last season, we know that if the Knicks going to score the ball, it's always going to be in the first half. So the total is 114.5 for the first half. I do lean both of those teams to be able to score. I think you look at Boston, this team shot the second most threes last season, only behind the Golden State Warriors. They also shot the most threes throughout the preseason, and that's what they're going to be out there to do, man. Joe Mazzulla just wants to get this team up and down the floor, shoot as many threes as they possibly can. So I do lean towards the first half to go over between the Celtics and the Knicks tonight at MSG. But the play that I like the most, actually, and I see my man Stephen in the chat. This was something that he actually put me onto last year. You attack this New York Knicks defense by stretching the floor and just letting your opposing big man shoot a bunch of 3-pointers. In the preseason, it was actually Mike Muscala for the Washington Wizards. If you knew the NBA basketball, you probably don't even know who Mike Muscala is. But it was Mike Muscala who hit 5 threes, and I want to say he did it in the first half. Porzingis back at the Garden tonight. We know he got a history there. I actually gave this one out to my members earlier. I didn't play the 1.5 just because it was so juiced. I took Porzingis straight at 3 threes, and then I took him again at 4 threes. I played it on PointsBet. I just want to make sure I get the odds for you guys. I don't think that it's changed much, but let me just check and make sure. I gave this one out earlier. Let's see. So Porzingis right now, well, when I gave it out, his 3 threes was plus 165. I put a half unit on that. Then I also took him at 4 threes. It was plus 425, just a quarter unit on that. So I like Porzingis more so than anything. He's just kind of been raving about, how easy it is to play with Jaylen Brown, play with Jason Tatum. They always gonna find them. They draw so much attention between the two. Drew Holiday is a pass first point guard. I think Porzingis is gonna light him up. Also looking at Porzingis' last couple of games in the Garden, he had a 5 for 9 game, a 4 for 8 game, and a 4 for 9 game. So this is something that he's been, accustomed to doing when he goes back to the Garden. I think we see a lot of drop coverage from Mitchell Robinson, and Porzingis absolutely eats tonight. So that's actually my favorite play in this game, and the first official play that I'll give you guys for today's slate. Porzingis 3 threes, Porzingis 4 threes. I like the ladder spot for Porzingis tonight. Those were the only 2 I played. Like I said, half unit and then a quarter unit on the 4. Continuing along, I do lean towards Boston as well. I think that they can cover the short number, but it's not anything that I played. Next game up, we got Houston and Orlando. 2 teams that I'm actually really high on this season. I like Ime Udoka. I like what Orlando is doing. I kind of talked about how good I thought Orlando was going to be, how they have the potential to get the play-in spot, I think, in my estimation. We saw what they were able to do in the second half of the season, and I talked about them in the preview show. Now you get them as a home favorite. This was one of the spots last year that you actually like to fade the Orlando Magic as a home favorite. That's was the time, they got a little too fat and happy when they were laying points. But I'm not going to fade him in this spot. I'm also not going to take him because I like Ime Udoka. I like the addition of Dylan Brooks. I think that Houston probably changes the culture, and it's two teams that I kind of want to back. But I also want to see what they look like before playing them. So not a game I'm really interested in. I will be watching this game, but not a game that I'm interested in. Laying points with either team, especially without seeing either team. Kind of play in a meaningful basketball as currently constructed. But I will say Orlando, I think is going to give a lot of teams run for their money. So we'll see how that goes. 11 minutes in, so I got plenty of time. I'm not almost done, but I'm moving pretty quickly. All right, let's keep going. Next game up is the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Brooklyn Nets. So Cleveland opened 1 point favorites. They up to 2.5 point favorites now. Total in this one dropped from 221.5 down to 218.5. And this was one that I was actually eyeing the under. We know Cleveland Cavaliers were the best defensive team last year in the league. And Brooklyn, they only were able to stay in games because after Kevin Durant and KD got traded, they were able to play defense as well. And I also think Brooklyn they're going to continue to struggle to score. So I didn't play anything in this game. I wanted to get behind Cleveland, but Jared Allen's not playing. And then I also saw news that Darius Garland got a hamstring injury, and he's going to try to play, but hamstrings will tighten up on you just like they will in football. And that kind of kept me off the Cleveland side. So I'm not playing anything. I think Ben Simmons has looked really, really well. I talked about that earlier on the Propcast with my guy Munov. His rebounds plus assist line, I feel like is kind of in play. Because Evan Mobley will be the only big that they have down there without Jared Allen, I do think it makes it a little bit easier, gives them a little less resistance to get into the paint, to be a little bit more aggressive. He says he's healthy, he looks healthy, and you can kind of tell psychologically he's in a better space if you watch him play throughout the preseason. So do kind of lean towards Ben Simmons to go over his points plus rebounds, but not anything that I took officially because I don't want to give out 13 plays. I also don't want to play 13 plays either. So those are my thoughts on that game. Next up, we got the Detroit Pistons heading to Miami to take on the Miami Heat. They opened as 10.5 point favorites. The Miami Heat did. The line is down to 9.5. The total opened at 222 and is now down to 219. This game is pretty interesting to me. So, of course, Detroit brings in Monty Williams. They get Kate Cunningham back, who's looked pretty good. They have a Sir Thompson as well. They got a bunch of big men that's battling for positions. Jalen Duran, Beef Stew is still there. They still have Wiseman. They got a lot of talent on this team. Bogdanovich is not playing because he's hurt. I think it's a hamstring injury, so he's going to be out for a little bit. But you also bring in Joe Harris that can shoot the three-point ball as well. So I actually lean towards Detroit. I think Detroit can keep this game closer than the 10 points. And I also, while I lean to Detroit, the one play that I did make in this game was Tyler Hero. I love Tyler Hero in this spot. Points sitting at 20.5. To me, I just kind of go through and I evaluated the Miami Heat roster. The Miami Heat lost a lot of talent last year. You talk about, subtracting a guy like Max Strus, Gabe Vincent's not there. Jimmy Butler hasn't played a game in the preseason. So who's going to be your primary scorer? I love that, he was able to bounce back off that hand injury that he suffered in the postseason last season. He had a 22-point game and a 30-point game in the preseason. So that lets me know that, he's primed to play well in this spot, in my estimation. What else did I have in my notes? I expect him to take about 15 shots. And if he does so, I do think that he'll end up with about 23, 24 points. You look at the Pistons defense, they allowed the fourth most points last season throughout the regular season per game. And I'm not really scared defensively of Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham. I think that they'll, be able to score some, but I do think that Tyler Hero has a big game today. So I like Tyler Hero in this spot. Over 20.5 was his points prop that I took earlier. BetMGM had it at a -110. I think a couple other books had it at a -115. I like Tyler Hero a lot in this spot, especially with Jimmy not participating in the preseason. I talked about that with Michael Porter Jr. and how I thought he would be a little rusty, and he absolutely was. And it was a home game for him too. So we'll see how it goes. But I did play Tyler Hero to go over 20.5 points in that game. That's my favorite spot. All right, so next game up, we got Minnesota and Toronto. I'm very high on Minnesota this year. I talked about it on the preview show. I think that Coach Chris Finch will figure out how to make Rudy Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns work. I think we'll still continue to see an ascension from one of my favorite players, Anthony Edwards. And they brought back a lot of what they had last year. But now they're healthier. You got McDaniels, who I think is out for this game, but you got him back healthy now. After punching the wall last year at the end of the playing game and missing the playoffs against the Denver Nuggets. You also get Naz Reid back, and they gave Naz Reid a bag too. So Naz Reid being paid. Toronto did play some of the stingiest defense in the preseason. But I like Naz Reid in this spot. I actually played Naz Reid over 10.5 points. I think that, him getting a big contract, I know that they're on the road in this spot, but when Rudy Gobert comes out, I do expect Naz Reid to go in and kind of play well. He is, in my estimation, the lead person, the lead scorer in that second unit when you think about having Jordan McLaughlin out there, NAW, Nicole Alexander-Walker, more of a 3-and-D type player. Troy Brown Jr. still going to try to get acclimated with this offense. And Kyle Anderson, slow-mo, really a guy that's just going to go out there and try to facilitate. So Naz Reid, he's played really, really well in the preseason as well. I think he'll get 7 to 10 shots, and I think he'll score, 12 to 14 points is what I kind of project him at. So I like Naz Reid to go over his 10.5 points in this spot. The odds for that was a -105 on DraftKings. So that's my favorite look there. I don't think anybody in that second unit is going to be able to slow him down. They do got Chris Boucher. They got Precious Achiuwa. But I think it's a lean Timberwolves plus the 1 because they are a dog. I think they're a better team. And I did play Naz Reid to go over his 10.5 points. Going back, I skipped this somehow. Going back to the Indiana and watch the game. I didn't say this, but I did play Tyrese Halliburton double-double. This is actually smoked pretty much at all books. But and this is why it's so important. I always, shout out OddsJam because it's just such a great software. But if you're in, I'm in Virginia. A lot of people know I'm in Virginia. If you're in Virginia, we got access to 14, 15 different sports books, prize picks as well. Tyrese Halliburton, I looked it up right before the show. His double-double is -160, -170, -158 on pretty much every sports book. I go in, I look at Tyrese Halliburton, shout out OddsJam, and I still see Tyrese Halliburton double-double at a -130, but it's only available on Bet365. So the line hasn't really moved because that's what I gave it out at earlier. -130 is what it was on Bet365 earlier. Excuse me. And then it went to -135. It's -135 on DraftKings earlier, but I think it's like a -160 now. This one's self-explanatory, man. Halliburton in 23 minutes and 28 minutes in the preseason do have 14 points and 9 assists, and then 15 points and 8 assists. So give him a full stretch of minutes against the Washington Wizards defense that I don't really think have a lot of elite defenders on it. Absolutely love this spot. It's also the second highest total on the board. It should be a lot of up and down. I think Tyrese Halliburton comes out and puts on a show for the Indiana fans tonight, man, in the home opener. So I did play that one, just going back just a tad bit. And let's keep going because I'm already about 19 minutes in. Hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share the show, all that good stuff. I'm going to keep going real quick. And then when I get done, I'll go through the comments on YouTube. And then y'all got plays or got questions, send me a request on Twitter, and I'll get up as many people as I possibly can. Show will be done around about 6 o'clock. We're not going 2 hours every single day like we did last year, especially on these big slated games. You think long, you think wrong. Just go with what you know. Always trust your gut. All right, so continuing on. We just did Minnesota and Toronto. OKC and Chicago, man. This is an interesting game. I talked about this one last week when I was breaking down the Oklahoma City Thunder. And they were 1-point dogs at that point. Now they're 2.5-point dogs. I'm not high on Chicago this year. Granted, they got DeMar DeRozan. They still got Vucevic. They still got, Zach LaVine. I'm higher on Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma City was a team last year where you wanted to play them as a dog. They were a team 2 years ago where you wanted to play them as a dog. And I want to say, I looked this up earlier. I can't remember exactly what the number was. But the Thunder last year, when they were road dogs, let me just look it up real quick. Thunder as road dogs last season, they actually finished 21-12 and 1 against the spread, 64% is what they cashed at last year. Now you get Chet Holmgren is part of the team now. You still got SGA. You got both Jalen Williams. You got Josh Giddey. To me, it just feels like this is a spot you want to buy. You want to buy OKC. I'm not going to do it, but I did write them down. I do lean them plus the 2.5. Maybe you catch it live. I do feel like live has been better kind of to start the season. Golden State third quarter last night. Lakers go down big in the first quarter. You could have caught them at a plus 14.5. And, you probably would have cashed in those numbers. So not anything I'm going to play pregame, but I do lean OKC plus the points, plus the 2.5. It feels like a winnable game. And I'm very high on this OKC team. I think that they make the playoffs. And their coach, Mark Don, I forgot how you pronounce his last name, is actually up for Coach of the Year. Not up for Coach of the Year, but actually has the shortest odds. He's the favorite for winning Coach of the Year in the Western Conference. So we'll see how that goes. Next game up, we got the Pelicans going to Memphis to take on the Grizzlies in this spot. So the Grizzlies just announced on Monday, I want to say, that Steven Adams is out for the season. He's going to have knee surgery, even after playing in a couple games during the preseason. Of course, there's no Ja Morant. We know that. Santi Aldama is a little banged up as well. And you're really relying on Jared Jackson Jr. and Xavier Tillman to be able to slow down the likes of, Zion Williamson and Jonas Valanciunas. I'm not high on this Pelicans team because they're also banged up, right? You look at this team, they're without Jose Alvarado. They also don't have Trey Murphy, who's their best perimeter shooter. And who am I missing? They're missing somebody else too. There's 3 players that they'll be without to start the season. Whoever that third player is, it's an impact player, and I just can't remember who it is. I watched New Orleans play in the preseason, and to me they weren't like impressive at all. Not impressive at all. They really lacked, in my estimation. I think they're going to struggle. I think they're going to struggle with that, especially in Memphis. A lot of their starters haven't played a lot throughout the preseason. Marcus Smart's going to be getting integrated into this offense. So it's not anything that I'm playing, but I do kind of lean towards – I think I lean towards Memphis. I lean towards Memphis, but more so if I had to play the game, I would play Zion points. I think Zion has a lot to prove this season. I think he starts early. I watched him play the Orlando game in the preseason, and he was pretty much running the show. He was doing everything, scoring, facilitating, dunking, blocking shots, getting steals. So I think, it's a big year for Zion. A lot of people think it's a make-or-break year because he's been injured for so long. So I like Zion points. I know it's 24.5, which is what kind of kept me off. If I could got a 22.5, I probably would have took it. But I lean towards Zion to go over his points prop, and that's what I'm thinking in that game. Moving along, we got 3 more games to get through. So next one up, Sacramento, Utah. Sacramento opened as a 1-point favorite. The Kings on the road in altitude against the Utah Jazz. Total open at 241. It's down to 234. If you remember anything from last season about the Sacramento Kings team, when they were at home, totals flew over. When they was on the road, totals flew under. And a lot of that was because they could not score the ball as efficiently on the road as they could at home. And when you think about it, I think why this line is so short is because the Jazz actually, they're going to be healthy. The Jazz actually were 11-3 against the spread last season as a home dog. They were the best team in the league as a home dog last season. They went 9-5 straight up. So the return, the ROI on, betting on the Jazz as a home dog was pretty heavily last season. You made a lot of money just by backing the Jazz as a home dog. And those totals also went to the over. So in this spot with the total coming down, I also think that Utah going to struggle. They always have at least one good half. Sometimes it's the first half, sometimes it's the second half. But I do lean Sacramento early in this spot. It's not anything that I played. I'm gonna just stay off and kind of watch. What I did play though was I took Walker Kessler. I took his double-double in this game. Like Walker Kessler double-double a lot in this spot, just because for one, not basing too much off preseason, but these two teams literally just played in the last game of preseason. He had 14 and 15, 14 points, 15 rebounds in the last preseason game. It happened to be in Sacramento. Now you get him at home. 2 games versus the Kings last season, where he played 30 minutes. He finished with 31 and 11 in one game. And then the next game, he missed the double-double where he had 10 points and 8 rebounds. To me, it kind of feels like Walker Kessler is the only other big that they have that can really bang with Sabonis down low. I'm not sure how much Omer Yurtseven is going to play, as he kind of gets integrated into this offense. So those are my thoughts on the game. Walker Kessler double-double is plus 150 on FanDuel for anybody that want to ride with me there. I love Walker Kessler in this spot, and I think we get a little bit of value with his double-double being plus 150. I do think that, the Kings were kind of soft in the middle, like a jelly-filled donut last season, and I don't think that that's going to change a lot by just bringing in JaVale McGee. So those are my thoughts. I like Walker Kessler double-double plus 150 in this game. Moving along, we got 2 games left. The next one, Dallas Mavericks at San Antonio, playing against the Victor Wembanyama-led San Antonio Spurs in the home opener. This is the ESPN game. And I talked about this one, man. I've been telling you guys for a while how I feel about Dallas. I've been breaking it down, throughout the postseason. I mean, throughout the preseason games, and kind of ranking this team. To me, Dallas is extremely overrated, and I could be completely wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not high on Dallas this year. They had all the games that were abroad. They had 3. They played in Abu Dhabi twice. They played in Real Madrid. They played Real Madrid as well. That's the first time that a team has had to play 3 preseason games abroad before the season starts. So I think that's going to impact them. Also, Luka might not even play. He's questionable in this game. He hasn't been ruled in. He hasn't played in a meaningful game in a couple of weeks now since they played Real Madrid, where he only played 5 minutes in that game. San Antonio opened as a 5-point dog. Their line is now down to 4. And I think San Antonio, maybe not for the full game because, this is still a young team, but they're deep, man. You still got Keldon Johnson. They just gave Devin Vassell a contract, out of this world, paid him like a max player. So I think San Antonio could keep this game close. If you don't like San Antonio, I think this is another game where you get on the first half over, just because I do expect this to be a high-scoring game. Total went from 228.5 up to 230.5. And if you want to take that first half, let's see, I didn't write this one down, but just kind of thinking about it. It's not a lot of numbers that you can really crunch for the first couple of games in the NBA, unless you want to go back and use the data from last season, which I'm not a big fan of. But the total in the first half of this game between the Dallas Mavericks and the San Antonio Spurs is 118. And I do think that both of these teams will be able to score. Also think that San Antonio can keep this game close early in the first quarter and in the first half. So I think San Antonio is the right spot, at least early in this game. First quarter, first half is what I'll be looking at. Last game up, I do have a play in this game. We got the Portland Trailblazers and we have the Los Angeles Clippers. So total in this one actually opened at, the spread. Let's go to spread first. Spread opened at 9.5 in favor of the Clippers. It's actually down to 9. So a little bit of money coming in on Portland. Portland's going to be an interesting team, man. I don't know if they necessarily want to tank because they still do have some talent on the team. You still got Aiden, who I think is a more than a serviceable big man. He'll actually want to play, of course, now since he'll get all the shots. You got Malcolm Brogdon, who's a serviceable point guard. Scoot Henderson, of course. You got Anthony Simons. Shannon Sharp is somebody that I really like, and of course they paid Jeremy Grant like he was Joel Embiid. So this is a team that, in my estimation, is still going to struggle. I think that they're going to struggle to score the ball. I also think that they may struggle a little bit on the defensive end, but you do have Robert Williams as well. This Clippers team, on the other hand, is a team that I've really been kind of locked in with throughout the preseason. I watched them play, and I'm going to keep it honest with you guys. The Clippers look like they stink right now. Like, I could be totally wrong, but the Clippers do not – I guess they don't blow me away with their offense. They will be a really, really good defensive team. I saw, a couple interviews. Tyronn Lue wants this team to be one of the – he wants this team to be a top 5 defensive team, and I think that they have that potential. For one, just because they play at such a slow pace. This team literally walks the ball up the court every single play and try to set up some kind of offense. They're also banged up right now. Bone Hollins isn't 100%. Terrence Mann is already ruled out. So if Russell Westbrook is not facilitating and hitting his outside shots, if Batum has a bad day offensively, of course, this is going to be first meaningful basketball for Kawhi since coming off the meniscus injury as well. Same thing for Paul George, who looked pretty good in a couple of the preseason games. I just think that this game goes under. I see the total. It opened at 230. I really like it there, but I didn't cap the game completely. This last night, I actually capped it. I gave out the under this morning. I gave it out at 228. It's dropping as we speak. It was at 226 pretty much for the majority of the day. It's actually down to 225.5 at some books right now, but 226 is still out there. I just don't think that this game is going to be a game where you see a lot of points from either team. I think the Clippers beat the Portland Trail Blazers, but I don't think it's going to be because of their offense. I think that they're going to have to lock up and really strap up and play some defense in this spot. So I do I played the under, but I took it at 228. It's a spot that I really, really like. It's actually my favorite total on the board. I think the Clippers going to struggle to score. I think they're going to play slow. And I also think that the Portland Trail Blazers will struggle to score in this spot as they kind of, just kind of weed out the cobwebs of, kind of get into a rotation offensively. A lot of moving parts for this team. You could actually say they got a brand new starting five that hasn't really played one meaningful regular season game. So give me the under in that game. Under 228 is what I got it at. Like I said, it opened at 230 actually. So I'll recap my plays real quick and put them at the bottom for you guys. This is the what I played section. You guys can see all of that at the bottom. So it says what I played. I played Tyrese, not Tyrese. I did play Tyrese, but I played Tyler Hero. I played Tyler Hero over his 20.5 points. Motivational spot for trade reasons. I don't like the Miami Heat team as far as being able to score the ball. And they're at home against a really bad defense in the Detroit Pistons. So give me Tyler Hero over 20.5. Tyrese Halliburton double-double. If you still like it, you can get it at Bet365 if it's available in your area. It's still not juiced there. Minus 130 is a really, really good line. When, CLV-wise, it's minus 170 a lot of other places. So give me Halliburton double-double in a fast-paced game with the second highest total on the board. Then I also played Porzingis. I played his threes. Played him at 3. I skipped the 1.5 just because it was so juiced. I think it was like minus 155. But I did play Porzingis 3 threes on Bet365. I think I got that at a plus 165. I played his 4 threes at plus 4. What was that number? Plus 425. So plus 165 for his 3, plus 425 for his 4 threes. And I only went half unit on all these plays are half unit, but his 4 threes was actually a quarter unit. So I only got six units 3.25 units on the board. The other 3 plays that I took was Naz Reid to go over his 10.5 points. This is really strictly based off, how many minutes I think he's going to play and us getting a discount. I think this line actually moves throughout the season. Not really happy that he's on the road in his first game, but I do think that he's going to be able to fill it up. So I like Naz Reid off that Minnesota bench. Walker Kessler double-double. I played that at plus 150 on FanDuel. And the last one I just mentioned, Portland and the Clippers, under 228. I tried to keep it light. I didn't keep it light. Of course, you guys can see I got a bunch of plays, but I did only go half unit on all those. So one more time, Tyler Hero over 20.5. Halliburton double-double. Walker Kessler double-double. Porzingis 3 threes, 4 threes. Naz Reid over 10.5. And then Portland and the Clippers to go under 228 are my looks. So we got about 24 minutes. I know Stim sent me a message and said he was going to come on the show today, so I definitely want to hear from him. Godspeed came in yesterday, gave us a 2-leg parlaying Jokic and Anthony Davis threes based on some narrative and that cash. So I definitely want to have him back up again. My guy Cam, it'll be the first time hearing from him. Definitely want to get him up. And real quick, before I get to you guys, we're gonna go Stem first, and then Godspeed, then Cam, and I'll get a couple more up as well till we get to the 6 o'clock hour. But I want to go through the comment section real quick. Shout out to my guy DeAndre for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Big Marv in the chat. Prolific said, "What's up, Chris? I ain't messing with you and them Lakers, respectfully." Hey, the Lakers they're gonna make us some money this season. They are gonna make us some money this season. Won't last night though, for sure. What's up to my guy Sean? Coop in the chat. Anna says, "Let's go." Appreciate you as well. Jamil says, "Yo, Chris, I like us. So Thompson, rebounds and assists over 8. Just a thought. I think it's mispriced to begin the year, given how he's hooped in the preseason. Some of that doesn't translate though, Jamil. Like I think that'd be a pretty good look if he was playing against a team that wasn't a good defensive team. Miami's gonna win the game not because they outscore you. They're gonna win the game because they play really good defense. I don't look at that Miami team and say, "Oh man, they're gonna score 130 points tonight." So I like him better in a different matchup. But I do love his aggressiveness. He has an NBA built body, and he's super assertive, like a little bit more than what you would say for a typical rookie. So I've been watching him in the preseason as well. He does look good. I couldn't talk you off. I just don't like the spot. Super low total. I think the total is like 218. So it's not a spot that I'm looking to play, but I couldn't talk you off. Joe says Kuzma over 6.5 rebounds. He likes that. If they can get 7 rebounds. Lakers didn't get any rebounds last night because they couldn't stop the Denver Nuggets from shooting 43% from the three-point line. So when you're taking these teams, these players to go over in their rebounds, you got to make sure that they're actually going to be locking teams up so that they actually get the rebound opportunities. Nobody for the Lakers actually had double-digit rebounds last night. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Suns go on the road, play really good defense, and Nurkic and KD both cash at least 10 rebounds. So just something to kind of take into consideration when you're capping rebound props. Copper Taylor says Luka and Kyrie to score 25. Wemby and Keldon Johnson to score 15. Got it at plus 236 on FanDuel this morning. Okay. Best of luck, Capital. I hope you cash that. Coop says this won't be the sexiest play today, but liking Ben Simmons, rebounds and assists at 13.5. Hoping he continues the good momentum for the preseason and maybe flirt with a triple-double. I could see it. I could absolutely see it, especially given no Jared Allen. Also, reports coming from JB Bickerstaff camp is that they're going to try to play with a little bit more pace. I'm not sure if they try to do so tonight with Garland having, a little bit of a hamstring injury, but I think for the season that might, if they play with more pace, that'll be better. I know that the Nets are going to try to fly up and down the floor. What's up to my guy S. Dot? He says Heat first quarter, Tyler Hero over his points. We definitely align there. Coop says he got Simmons double-double at plus 450 on DraftKings. I think that could be in play as well. Hero season goals are to hit 25 to 26 points a game, aim for 26, and more free throws from him. What's up to my guy Akbar, Frank? I'm trying to go through these real quick so we can get to the actual YouTube comment section and do it pretty quickly. Let's see. Raven says they're on the Thunder plus 2.5 and the money line. I like that look a lot, man. I just didn't play it, but I like that look a lot. Like I said, I'm kind of staying off sides right now, more so looking at these props. But we'll get to some sides. Definitely when we get some rest advantage and some revenge angles and all that stuff, we'll definitely get the sides. Lingowick says he like Knicks first half and Knicks plus 3.5. New York and Boston over. Okay. Raven says he likes the Mavs minus 4.5, but also like the Victor 20 points for a rebound prop. Okay. Wemby over 2.5 blocks at plus money. My guy has an 8-foot wingspan, potentially playing help defense. Enough said. Yeah, I like that a lot. Wemby plays with a lot of energy. And if you go just look at that picture of him blocking Andrew Wiggins' shot, it's absolutely incredible. So I couldn't talk anybody off taking Wemby, blocks over 2.5. I like that look a lot. I think Harden and Man trade happens soon. I heard that the Clippers are engaged. I heard that they do want James Harden now. And just to look ahead for tomorrow, I didn't give this out yet, but I did play. I hopped on Maxi points already because James Harden is ruled out. So Maxi points to 21.5. It was actually 20.5. But 21.5. I think he got an ultra green light. It's going to be him and Kelly Oubre Jr. You're going to have to score against the Bucks tomorrow. That's the look ahead for tomorrow's game. But I did play Maxi over. I didn't even send that one out yet, but I did play Maxi over his points as well. Ben, how do you like the Bill Simmons boost? I think it's I don't know what it is. Boost is 25 for Luka, 2 blocks for Wemby. I think Luka could struggle to get to 25 points tonight, honestly. I really do. It'll be his first game played in a while. Solo says KP 4 threes is plus 650 on FanDuel, bro. Okay. I might have to double dip with that one. I got a quarter unit on Porzingis. All right, cool. Appreciate everybody for coming through, man. Monty said Boombaye says Bulls money line. He rocking with the Chicago guys tonight. We'll see how that goes. I'm staying off that game. Appreciate you for tapping in, Freaky. Frankie says S. I think the Heat win. I meant by getting ran out of the gym. Heat trust issues. 3-time. Appreciate you being here as well. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So. Cam, look like you're the only one that's still connected. So let's tap in, man. What you liking for today?
Yo, what's good? First and foremost, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I know we're gonna get out of here quick, but we gotta the cat, so I just want to say what up. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, you good, Cam.
All right. So obviously, let me start with the Raptors. You said something interesting. So a lot of people are going to look at, this is a warning, a lot of people are going to look at the Minnesota money line basically is what it's at and be like, that's a loss because the Raptors' bad vibes kind of suck. We haven't lost a home opener in, it's like the last 10 of 12 or 11 of this. It's a ridiculous number. The last time we lost it, we were in Tampa Bay. We were home. So just be careful there. I'm not betting it, but I'm just telling people if you see it, that's one of those crappy lines where everybody's like, Minnesota's way better than the Raptors. And they are. But that number, something about us playing at home our first game, we typically do well. So I can see it as a trap. But the play I have in that game is Jakob over 2.5 assists, a plus 130. I think it dropped a bit actually. I got it on it early. But the way we're playing and the way our coach wants to play, it's very fluid basketball. Jakob is a really good passer of the ball. And over 2.5, like 3 assists is a very low number. I could see Jakob averaging 3 assists this year. So that number plus 130, I really like. So I played that. And then my 2 leans in that game are Barnes and Dennis Schroeder's points. I'm not going to play them. I'm just something to keep an eye on. 10.5 right now is really low for Schroeder. Starting points are going to be getting enough shots up. And then Scotty Barnes, 15.5. This is a line. If he hits over 15.5 tonight, I'm probably going to play it until he gets to around 20 points because we made it clear. We put it out to the whole league. Scotty Barnes is our guy. We're not trading him. We don't want to trade him. In his preseason numbers, I know you can't bet on preseason, but preseason says one thing with him. His usage is going to go up. So 15.5 is really low, but that's just a lean. Then my other official is, so it kind of scared me with the Clippers looking bad, but I got the Clippers -9 just because I don't see. I can't see how a -9 with this Clippers team versus that very young Portland team. It feels like a low line. It feels like the line's wrong. So I played it if I'm off because the Clippers suck, then whatever. But I really like the line. Every year there's always a line out there that doesn't seem to make sense. And maybe it is because the Clippers haven't looked good, but it's just such a much better team. Like for me, that Portland team's going to be. They're going to have a hard time scoring. And I think that's all it's going to really take for the Clippers to be able to cover that line. And then somebody talked about Asai Thompson. I know it's preseason, and I know Miami's a good defensive team, but the line that I took with him is over his points and rebounds, over 15.5. I really like the line. And it's not just because of preseason. Like, if you think about where Asai Thompson came from, he's not coming from college, right? Overtime elite. He's playing with grown men. He's going to get shots up in that team. There's really nobody. There's no other big ball handlers other than Cade Cunningham. Like Jaden Ivey's been relegated to the bench, and Asai Thompson's a really good rebounder from his overtime elite days playing with grown men. So 15.5, I feel is a low line. I think it's priced wrong. So I agree with the dude who took the assists and rebounds. The only reason I wouldn't do that one is because you need other people to score to get the assists, and against Miami that's going to be tough. But to get the rebounds and the points, you just got to be on the floor. So my 3 plays are Pirtle over 2.5 assists plus 130. Clippers -9. Asai Thompson over 15.5 rebounds and points.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate the looks, Cam. And you got some nice analysis as well, man. I hope you cash it.
Yeah, man.
All right. Money this year. Absolutely. Let's do it, bro. Let's keep going. I want to kick it to Stem, and then I want to go Finesse, and then I want to go Great White. I'm going to get to my guy, Stefan, as well. And we got Boombaye. My guy, Boombaye, back. So let's go in that order. Stem, Finesse, Great White, Stefan, and Boombaye. What's up, Stem?
What's up, Chris? How are you? Glad to be back.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to hear your voice, man. I know you got a banger you about to give us, and the floor is yours, Stem. What you got for us, man? I know you got some crazy long shot. Let me hear it.
Absolutely. So nothing actually too crazy tonight, but I'm going to start with a straight and then work into a lotto that correlates with it. But starting off with Onyeka and Kongwu. Love his over 14.5 points plus rebounds tonight. Obviously, he just got a bag this offseason, 4 years, $62 million. But last year, he averaged 16.7 PR per game, and I expect his usage to go up. In games where he played 20-plus minutes per game, he had a 72% hit rate on that line. Also averaged 18.7 points plus rebounds a game in that span of 20-plus minutes. But something I like about him is he's added a 3-point shot to his repertoire. Although it's hard to completely judge it off preseason, last year he took 13 total attempts from three. He took 13 total attempts through 4 games in preseason. So he's looking like he's adding that to his game. Love the spot for him tonight, and I think he's going to get at least 20 minutes, in my opinion. Could be wrong there, but I do expect them to use their young player here and get him some solid minutes and solid opportunities, especially with Trey tossing the rock. But moving on to the lotto, as we've just spoken about, I got Osar Thompson over 6.5 rebounds, and then Okongwu over 12 points, well, just 12 plus points. Comes out to plus 1,100 on DraftKings. Like the 2 spots for both these guys. Think they're a little undervalued tonight, and that's what we're rocking with.
Okay. I think you spot on Stan with Okongwu. I like that look a lot. I hadn't even thought about him. That's something I got to write down and just kind of circle. I think that's going to be a play at the beginning of the season and throughout the entirety of the season, because you get rid of John Collins for a reason, because you see something behind him, and I pause that, but you know what I mean. Like, you see the player behind him. So Okongwu, I like him a lot in this spot, Stan.
Absolutely, yeah. Numbers a little low in my opinion, but that's what we're rocking with tonight. Best of luck to you all.
Absolutely. Appreciate you sharing the looks, bro. Let's go Finesse, and then Great White, then Stefan. Let's keep it going. Finesse is back. What's up, Finesse? Talk to me.
Yes, sir. Love it. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you feeling today?
Another day. We appreciate you as always. So, yeah, I mean, you know me. I got a lot of analysis, but I'll try to keep it quick, try to respect the time. So first play, Keegan Murray, threes ladder, over 2.5, minus 108, 4 plus is plus 270, and 5 plus is plus 700. So Kings obviously not making a lot of offseason moves. I'm expecting, major leap for Murray his sophomore year. Played 30 minutes per game last year in a very definitive role, which is what I like to see. Obviously, 66% of his shots last year came from three, functioned as an elite floor spacer for a very dynamic Kings offense. All signs point to that continuing. And the first look at that came in the preseason, 5 plus 3-point attempts, all 3 preseason games on only 24 minutes played. So you love that. Final preseason game where he played 36 minutes, so closer to his ceiling in terms of minutes. Attempted 9 threes in that game. Again, it's preseason, right? So do with that what you will. Even being the first game of the season, I'm expecting 32 plus minutes from Murray, and what should be a competitive game. That's what the spread dictates. While playing 32 plus minutes last year, he attempted at least 7 threes in 18 of his last 24 games, which obviously we love. When attempted 7 plus threes last season, he made 3 plus threes in 20 out of his last 23 games, including 4 plus in 13 of those games. So, 3-point efficiency dipped on a roll last year, but he took more threes, made more threes. Stuff can obviously change from year to year, but Utah's 3-point defense last year was bad. 20th in opponent 3-point attempts, 19th in opponent 3-point percentage, and he especially struggled from the corner 3, which is where Murray likes to do work. So, yeah, love Murray in this spot. Threes ladder, played 3, 4, 5. And then you mentioned it, Kristaps Porzingis over 1.5. I played it at minus 135. I knew opted for the 2.5, which I also love. Probably gonna play that as well. You mentioned the Knicks being susceptible to big man shooting threes. I think a lot of that has to do with, obviously, Mitchell Robinson. You mentioned him playing a lot of drop coverage, and he's historically done that. And historically, has been, I don't want to say low IQ, but he gets sucked into the action a lot. Pause. You know what I'm saying? If it's pick and roll action or whatever you call it. So he's been very bad at defending the pick and roll, especially pick and pops. And we saw it in the preseason versus the Knicks. Celtics played the Knicks. Porzingis shot 4-8 from 3. And in 5 career games versus Mitchell Robinson, Porzingis has made 2 plus threes and 4 times, including hitting 4 plus threes and 3 straight in this matchup. So that's obviously amazing and lends to Robinson's struggles with defending the outside shot. He's notorious for leaving through, big man open from 3. And the pick and pop game, the Celtics offense, I think, you touched on this too. I think they're going to be explosive this year. I think they're going to be very hard to defend. And we talked about this a lot last year. I think one thing that we missed last year is a dominant pick and roll game. And I think we can have that, whether it's, 1-5 pick and roll with Porzingis playing a 5. Pretty much any pick and roll involving Porzingis, I think it's going to be dominant. The pick and pop game is going to be huge for this offense this year, similar to what Al was able to do last year. And, I think Porzingis is going to get wide open shots every single game just from that action. It's going to be the pick and pop action and us being so dynamic on offense, having so many playmakers that obviously, deserve a lot of attention. So Those are the main two plays I'll give analysis on. So the Keegan Murray threes ladder, Porzingis over 1.5 threes. I told you I was trying to focus on the threes, so a lot of my shit is going to be involved in that. I have a unit on LaMelo Ball 3+ threes and Devin Vassell 2+ threes. That's -110. And then I took LaMelo Ball 4+ threes and Devin Vassell 3+ threes at +340 on DraftKings. So I love both of those boys. I think they're in great spots. Last thing, I have a 20+ points builder. So I use there's 100% boost on FanDuel. I use that. It's a $50 max, so I maxed it out at +195. Trae Young, Jordan Poole, Ant-Man, and Luka 20+ points. That's +195 on FanDuel. So yeah, that's what I like. I know it's a lot. My bad taking so much time, but yeah, I think it's a great slate. Obviously, I'm trying to keep it tight, pause. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep it low volume until we get the data. And yeah, let's have a day, bro. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, Vanessa. Vanessa got the looks, man. Definitely got the looks. Love the Keegan Murray look. I hadn't even thought about him in that game, but like I said, I'm on Walker Kessler in that game, double. But I could definitely see Keegan Murray. Somebody has been in the gym working, tremendously throughout the offseason. So love the looks for Finesse there. Let's keep going. We got Great White, then we got Stephen. Then I want to get the Boombaye, and then my guy RC is in the building. Then blessed us with his time, so I definitely want to get his thoughts because I haven't even talked to him about the slate for today. So let's go. Let's go. Great White, Stephen, and Boombaye.
What's going on, brother?
What up, Great White? I know you came in and gave out a banger yesterday, man. What you got for us today? Great White, can you hear me? If so, you muted. Probably not. Let's go, Stephen. See if we can get Great White back up. What's up, Stephen?
What do you do, bro? How we doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Talk to me. What you liking? I know you probably got something in your Knicks game. Talk to me.
Hey, man, I'm excited. I told myself I was going to stay light, and I had all this free time and looked at too many numbers. But just to get right to it, my favorite play tonight is I love Josh Hart's 5.5 rebounds. Knicks going to be playing like that small ball 4 in the backcourt. No Obi Toppin. They don't really have a backup 4. And I'm looking at it with the Celtics and the Knicks. It looks like it might be a little bit of a track meet with Celtics. No Horford. I was waiting to see if he would start. So it's really going to be a game tailor-made for him. He's going to close the game. In my head, I had him playing 27 minutes, 28 minutes. When I looked at the numbers, as a Knick last year, when he played 27+ minutes, he was 7-9 at home, covering the number. And overall last year is pretty ridiculous. In home games, because you also have to toss in his Blazer games, he was 28 of 30 at home last year on covering the line when he played 27+ minutes. So I'm rocking with my guy, Josh Hart. Y'all have broken down the Porzingis thing perfectly. I took his 2 threes with Randall to grab 6 boards at -105. The big thing I like tonight is I really think this is a Mitchell Robinson spot. I just think that front line for the Celtics, I think they're going to win the game, but that food, like Porzingis is soft, Horford's soft, Cornet is soft. Mitchell Robinson's had a spectacular record there. That front court is food, bro. Mitchell Robinson against KP, go look at the track record. This dude bodies him on the glass, bodies him down low. Like, how is KP's brittle ass going to keep him off the boards? Someone explain that to me, but I don't know. But just to get to it, I use my 100% boost on FanDuel. I'm going to try and do a better job this year of just taking layups when I see it. And Mitch to grab 8 boards was like -185, so I boosted that 100% to +109 because foul trouble is the only way he's not grabbing 8 boards tonight. Like, stop it. And then also his double-double, if you were paying attention last year, you were aware I kept saying the disrespect continues with Mitchell Robinson. It opened at 650 on DraftKings. If you built it out, I think it's 490. I throw a quarter unit on his double-double because the track record against Porzingis, his last 3 games against KP center teams are 12, 10, 12 boards with 2 double-doubles. And last year he had 2 double-doubles versus Boston. So there's no Robert Williams. I mean, it's just kind of really opposite. Mitch should just go crazy tonight. 2 other plays because I'm a homer. I took Quentin Grimes to go over 2.5 points in the first quarter at -130. I just think he's just going to splash in a wide open 3. That's just obvious to me. And another interesting one I really like, once again, don't take all these plays. I'm a Knicks homer. Is Emmanuel Quickly to get 1 steal at -130. Emmanuel Quickly against the Celtics all time has played him 10 times, has a steal in 8 games. He also has a steal in 7 straight games versus Boston. And I just think back to last year, I was just playing that Emmanuel Quickly steal like every game until they nuked the odds. So I'm just rolling with that. And my lotto for tonight, just to kind of mirror what everybody said about those threes and Knicks. Knicks are really not defending that 3-point line. Preseason was a joke, but Poole went crazy and Karl Towns went crazy. So I did KP for 3 threes, I did Drew for 3 threes, and I did Randall for 8 boards, and I got 1277. And if you want to tell any of my plays, I got it all on my page. So that's what I'm rocking with tonight.
My God, definitely check Stephen out, man. Definitely check Stephen page out. I appreciate the analysis. He's a Knicks homer, but he don't always bet on his team, man. So I actually think the Mitchell Robinson thing is a good one. I think we not, it's not a debate show. We here to give out plays, but I do think that Boston got if they got a weakness, it's definitely in the front court because I think they can guard you on the perimeter. So we'll see how that goes. Let's go back to Great White. I think he's ready, and then Boombaye, and then we're gonna go to RC. Also, real quick, I see Godspeed, Glow, PP. It's a couple other people. I'm gonna do this because it's almost that time for the show to end. But y'all been waiting for a minute, so I'm gonna just give everybody like 30 seconds after we finish up with these guys. I'm gonna give everybody like 30 seconds to drop their place because I know y'all been waiting for a minute. I feel like that's the best I could do. But I can't be on here all night because this show can go to the end. All right, so let's go. Great White, Boombaye, and then we're gonna go to my guy RC. What's up, Great White?
What's going on, brother? I got a phone call right when I was about to speak.
Oh, word. It be like that sometime, man. What you liking for today? Bless the people real quick.
All right, so I gave out that plus 2-legger yesterday with Nurkic and Book that cashed in the first quarter. So that was a great hit. I got another one that's going to involve the Porzingis. I already heard a few guys talk about it. Gave this out to my VIP crew. It's going to be KP over 1.5 3-pointers made. And I paired that up with Tatum over 6.5 rebounds. That got it to plus 104. Obviously, everybody knows that Porzingis, when he plays the Knicks, he's normally pretty good from 3-point distance, especially because Mitch Robinson, on pick and rolls doesn't go out to, guard him. So he has pretty good looks. He also cashed this in 3 of the 4 preseason games. And the one preseason game that he didn't hit it, he went 1 for 5. So the volume is going to be there for him. I also took that individually, his 3-pointers at minus 135. I actually got the same odds that Finesse did earlier in the morning. So I feel even more confident about that. I also got Sadiq Bey over 11.5 points. I got that at minus 130 earlier in the morning as well. I don't know if it's the same line right now, depending on what book you have. I had to dig a little bit into this one. I know, new season, but I got to go with data from last year in the preseason. Since Bey was traded to the Hawks last year, whenever he played 0.5 minutes or more, it was 12 in 12 regular season games. He cashed in 9 of them. When he played 25 minutes or more, got at least 12 points. Also, in the preseason where he played the same amount of minutes, he cashed in 2 of the 3 preseason games. John Collins, he's gone, so Sadiq Bey should be benefiting from those minutes that Collins used to play. And my final one is going to be, I heard a couple people talking about Asar Thompson. This is another play that I like. He's obviously playing my Heat today. I actually think this is going to be one of those ugly games where the Heat don't handle business the way they're supposed to because their next game is going to be the Celtics, so I'm sure this is going to be a look-ahead game for them. But I got Asar Thompson over 5.5 rebounds at minus 110. And the reason why I took this is in the preseason, because that's all we could go on right now. He played 38 minutes, 30 minutes, 22, 24 as in each game, and he cleared over 5.5 rebounds easily by multiple numbers. He had, I think, 3 double-digit rebound games, and the other one he had like 7. So I expect a lot of missed shots in this game, and Asar Thompson, he's one of the big bodies in the Pistons that's aggressive towards the glass. So he should have no problem hitting that. So those are my 3 plays. Hopefully we go 3-0 today.
Let's get it, Great White. Appreciate you dropping the looks, my guy. Appreciate you dropping the looks. Let's keep going. Boombaye, you up next, man. Talk to me.
What's going on? How y'all feeling? I'm laughing at y'all. I guess everybody been watching candidates with the pause effect, and that's real, huh? But I'm going with a narrative today. I'm gonna play these straight, and I'm also gonna use my 100% profit boost with this. I'm going with the narrative. 2 guys that didn't sign those contract extensions. One, a superstar, and the second one, I'm a Bulls fan, obviously. So I'm gonna say he's delusional to think he's a superstar, but maybe he doesn't become baby Kawhi. So obviously, I'm talking about Patrick Williams. I'm taking his 2 threes at plus 115, and the other guy I'm referring to is Bam Adebayo. You mentioned earlier how the Heat lost so many players. I think we're going to see the ball in Bam's hand a lot more this season. I think Bam is the top, 3 or 4 facilitators from the center position, using his athleticism to create easy shots for players. We all know about the pin downs and the screens he used to set to get Duncan Robinson open. That they literally used to run that play at the beginning of the game. So I'm taking Bam's rebounds and assists over 12.5. They're playing Detroit. Detroit's a young team, new head coach. I'm looking for a lot of missed shots. Somebody got a rebound. You giving me 12.5 for rebounds and assists with Bam. That's currently at minus 113. I'm going to take that. And Patrick Williams' 2 threes are at plus 110. It's plus 115 now, so that puts the parlay at 305. And I'm going to get a little spicier and actually take Williams up to 3 threes at plus 400 with that boost, actually. And I just think with the Bulls, you're going to see, especially with no Lonzo, DeRozan and Levine, and maybe even Vucevic, are going to get a lot of the shot attempts. And I think Patrick Williams is very underrated from a three-point shot. I think especially in the corner. I think his percentage was like in the top 15 percentile last year. So he's looking for that bag. So he got to come out and, make a statement kind of like Kobe White did last year. I saw a lot of improvements from Kobe White. So I'm looking for Patrick Williams to prove us all wrong, even the Chicago fans. I think the guys delusional talking about $200 million. But, hey, prove me wrong. So, again, that 2-leg is Bam over 12.5 rebounds and assists, and Patrick Williams 2 threes at 295.
Okay. Hey, you couldn't be more spot on, Boombaye. And I know ain't nobody betting on Patrick Williams today. You might be the only person in the world betting on Patrick Williams, but he is in a great spot though. And he's coming off a down year where he didn't really prove himself. So, getting the home court advantage, and he out there to shoot the 3-point ball and to be able to defend. So, if he can do his job, then you can cash this. Definitely the 4 threes over as well. And I know that's your team. I like when people come in and they got strong plays on their team specifically. So I know you out in Cali, Boombaye. I know you in Chicago, but I know that's your team. So definitely gonna trust you when you talk about your Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, I'm back in Chicago, man. Send some good vibes up. I'm about to have my son in a couple of days. I moved back to Chicago.
Oh, word! Congrats, bro. That's what's up, man. Congratulations, my guy. That's what's up, man.
So let's get it, man. I wish a plentiful, abundant season for all of y'all, man. Let's get it.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Right back at you. Right back at you, bro. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go. Let's go to my guy RC, and then we'll do the quick round real quick. I'll get Justin, Glow, Dave. I know y'all been waiting for a minute, so we're gonna hear from my guy RC. I know he got a breakdown like nobody's else has ever heard. So what you got? What's up, RC? Talk to the people, man.
I'm gonna go pretty quick because I want everyone to have their time. But just one quick play. The Jazz team total over 117.5. I'm just looking at both of these teams. To me, I think the Kings still. They didn't make any changes in the offseason to really improve their defense. They're bottom third in the league defensively last season. Also, one of the more quicker paced teams in the league as well. So I look at fast pace, struggling defense. You got to look towards the opposing team's team total over. And if you look and focus on the Jazz specifically, I feel like they improved. They're healthy to start the season, like last season, right? They started off the season healthy, and they surprised a lot of teams. And I think they're going to do that again here, especially from the dog role, right? Everybody kind of knew how they did last season as a dog, but if you focused on their team total specifically from the dog role, 35-12 to their team total over, and at home as well, 13-3 to the team total over. Like I said, I think they improved, and I don't think the Kings defense improved. So I'm just going to rock with what I know, and I feel like that's just going to be the Jazz to go over that. I feel like they can hit over 120, to be honest. So any number right now, it seems like it's good to go.
Okay, my guy, I see like the Jazz team total at the crib on the season opener. I think the Jazz are a slept-on team too. You go, just what they bought in and what Coach GM Danny trying to do with that team. They're definitely going to be able to score the ball. We know Sacramento going to run up and down the floor, try to push the pace as much as possible. So, with the spread being, as close as it is indicative of, Jazz ball as well. I like that look, RC. I like that. All right, cool. Appreciate RC for his contributions. All right, let's go super fast. Let's go 30 minutes. Justin, you up first, and then we're going to go to Glow.
All right, what's good, fellas?
had mentioned an enticing line tonight. The T-Wolves might look enticing, but we're rolling with the Raptors. The T-Wolves actually have lost 17 of the last 18 when traveling to Toronto. Toronto was 25-16 to 1 ATS at home last year. Shockingly, they do only let up 111 points at home on defense. T-Wolves, high expectations, new coach. Why is the spread 1 point? Let's roll with the Raptors and get this money, fellas. Let's have a day.
Oh, okay. We got to wrap this money line. I'm pretty sure Cam. Appreciate your look, Justin. I hope you cash it, bro. I'm not on the other side, even though I do lean Minnesota. I'm not playing it, so I hope you cash it, bro. Absolutely, right back at you. Let's keep going. Let's go. Glow, then Dave, and then Godspeed gonna take us out. What's up, Glow?
Hey, what's up, my man? I appreciate you having me on here. Got a few takes. I'm your resident Pistons fan here, man. So, lifelong Pistons fan. I got a good read on these games. Hopefully coming up tonight. So keep it quick here. Last season, Pistons, they didn't really cover many games last year. 2-1 ATS against the Heat. Any of those games, I think all of them, they did not cover a 9-point spread. I know those early on in the season, they're enticing the people, but right now I don't think that early on the Pistons have the best shot at covering this -9. So I'm gonna go with -9 on the Heat side tonight. Even I'm a Pistons fan, but I gotta fade them. A couple of player props tonight that I like. I know everybody's talking about All-Stars rebounds. I am on the points actually. From what I've seen so far, overtime elite, preseason, summer league, All-Stars a guy that can cover for himself. He's getting out and running, and what you see is he'll get on the glass with offensive rebounds, and those will account for the points for him. I don't know if he'll cover that 5.5 on the rebound line, but let's say he gets 2, maybe 3 offensive boards and putbacks. Those can, lead up to maybe 6 to 8 points right there alone. He's going to get out running with Killian Hayes, Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham. He's going to be an obvious lob threat. So I do like that early 10.5-point line for him. I think that's kind of low. I know he probably had like a 9-point game early in preseason, but I think, truthfully, he can get that 10.5, maybe 12 points tonight. And another player I want to look out for is Killian Hayes. I haven't seen his props tonight. That's probably a good reason why, because he'll probably get his points over if there was one. But be on the lookout for Killian Hayes props. He had a really good preseason, and I think he's going to have a breakout year offensively. And the last one is Jimmy Butler under points. I think that this team is going to kind of lock in on Jimmy Butler here, especially with All-Star on the wing. So that's what I got tonight. And Knicks plus 3.5. That's all.
Knicks plus 3.5. Hey, out of everything you said, Glow, the one that I like the most, it go back to what I said yesterday, man. Like I'm not into betting on players in their first game when they haven't played any preseason games. So I know it's Jimmy Butler. I know he's super elite, but I would only play his points under, bro. So I'll be right there with you. Best of luck on your looks, Glow. Appreciate you sharing them, man.
Thing real quick, just real quick, doesn't the Pistons own the matchup with the Heat against the spread? Like of late, or am I totally watching those stats?
Honestly, Justin, I didn't really look into it. Go ahead, Go. What'd you say?
The last 10, the Pistons are 8-2, last 10, 5-0, the last 5 in Miami.
Right, but all of those spreads were double-digit spreads, like 12.5 to 14. They haven't covered a 9.5 spread.
I want to make sure I heard it right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, yeah. If when we get deeper into the season, I'll have all those numbers for you guys, of course. But first game of the season, new head coach, seeing how Cade gonna play in his first meaningful game, like I'm taking all that into consideration, and just that's why I played Tyler Hero points over instead. But I appreciate the looks, Glow. Hope you cash them. Appreciate the contributions to you as well, Justin. Let's go, Dave, and then go Godspeed and get up off here. What's up, Dave?
What's going on, man? Thank you for inviting me on. I got 3 for you. I got a builder, I got a single, and then I got a parlay that I want to get out. So the first one, the builder, I used my 100% boost on this one. I got Benedict Mathurin, 15 points, and I got Miles Turner for 2 blocks. Benedict Mathurin, I'm very high on him. I'm a resident Pacers fan, so it's like I'm watching this guy and I'm seeing him baby PG almost, So I definitely think he can get 15. Miles Turner said that about 6 days ago he was a top 5 center, so he got to prove that. He got to stand on business with me. So I'm just asking for 2 blocks on that one. My 100% boost gave me odds of 275, I think. Yeah, 275. So Benedict Mathurin, 15 points, and then Miles Turner, 2 blocks. The single that I have is actually going to be Tyus Jones, 8 assists. FanDuel had that, but they took it down. But I played it up to 10. I think Tyus Jones finished the game with the Wizards tonight. I think it is going to be fast-paced, like you said, Chris. I think it is going to be slower in the second half, but Tyus Jones is definitely that floor general that they need. And then I actually put the lotto. I think Finesse had said it. I'll put the lotto in the YouTube chat, so it's still there. Got Keegan for 5 threes, Porzingis for 4 threes, Benedict Mathurin for 3 threes. All of that gives you $10 wins, $4,490. So that it sounds crazy, but hey, it could hit in the first half. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got for today, though.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate the looks, man. I think, we definitely needed the lotto in there too, for sure. All right, cool. Godspeed. Take us home, man. What you got?
What's good, bro? I actually got a nuke and a lotto, so a super lotto and a lotto.
Okay.
Josh Giddey and Ben Simmons triple double. It's plus 76,000. Josh Giddey is a guy that's damn near averaging a triple double versus Chicago. When they come to Chicago, I'm in Indiana. I usually try to go to that game. I called it out loud before, and he got a triple double. It was no SGA, but the last time they came to Chicago, SGA did play, and he finished one assist shy. And the other game that they played in Oklahoma, he was 3 assists shy. And we know Josh Giddey gonna go get the rebounds. He gonna go get the points. The problem been the assists, but OKC is a team that has Lou Dort. We got Isaiah Joe. We got David Bertans. We got some shooters down. So if they knocking down their shots, I think Giddey will have the opportunity to get that triple-double, especially with Chet. I know Vucevic is a double-double machine, but Chet is going to bring him out. So we're going to need Josh Giddey to still go rebound. And I know you touched on Ben Simmons, all right. And I think Ben Simmons has something to prove. He's looked healthy in the preseason. Cleveland is shorthanded. They only got Evan Mobley. Tristan Thompson is their backup. Evan Mobley is another guy that operate at the top of the key or on the low block sometimes. So Nick Claxton will be pulled out at times. Ben Simmons can be that kind of like floater on defense. And I believe he's going to have plenty of opportunity to get assists. We've seen Dinwiddie play off the ball. I'm not worried about that at all. We've seen him play off the ball in Dallas. And I believe Ben Simmons can get the triple-double. So the triple-doubles, the 2 triple-doubles built out on DK is plus 76,000. And if you take their 8s, it's plus 3,700. I did 0.1 on their triple-doubles and 0.2 on their 8s. And that's what I have.
Okay. So a little lotto, a little super lotto, like you said, Godspeed. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the looks. I know you came in and gave out some bangers yesterday on some threes. Real quick before I finish up, I want to just recap my looks just in case people join late. And it's always a lot of information being shared. You guys can also always go back and check these out on YouTube. It's kind of fast forward to the point that you want to hear. I do go back in and chop these up. So I'll go through the intro, I'll give out my analysis, and then I'll have everybody else as well. So you just really got to figure out where you kind of left off. FTB, I didn't get a chance to get him up, but he gave out a flip play, and it's actually a blocks play. No, it's actually a double-double. So Karl Anthony Towns to get a double-double, Bam Adebayo to get a double-double, Victor Wembanyama double-double, and Kristaps Porzingis double-double. Parlayed together. He put $63 on this to win $4,921. I'm not encouraging you guys to do that, but if you want to take it, it's Karl Anthony Towns, Bam Adebayo, Victor Wembanyama, and Kristaps Porzingis, all double-double, plus 77-12 odds. And, maybe something you want to sprinkle on there. And that's what I got, man. I got to get off of here because I got other stuff to do. We're waiting for injury report news like always. Best of luck to everybody that tuned in. Real quick, my plays are still at the bottom. What I played is on the bottom on YouTube. Tyler Hero, 20.5 points. I love his spot tonight. Fading the bad defense at home. Tyrese Halliburton double-double, still minus 130 on Bet365. Naz Reid off that bench from Minnesota, over 10.5. Walker Kessler double-double, plus 150 on FanDuel. And then Kristaps Porzingis for me as well. His 3 threes, I skipped over the 2.5, the 1.5 because it was juice minus 155. But I played his 3 threes at plus 160, plus 145, I think. And then his 4 threes at plus 425. Somebody in the YouTube comment section said that you could get it better on FanDuel. I think it was plus 650. So I didn't check FanDuel. So maybe they do have better odds. But those are the looks that I'm on, man. As far as my leans for tonight, Washington and Indiana, that first half to go over 115 is a strong lean. I just didn't get there because I don't want to take too many plays. Also, all my plays are half unit plays. So I only have 6 units. Oh, and I took the Clippers. I don't know if I didn't add that one. The Clippers and the Portland Trailblazers under 228 is what I got the number at. It is down to 225 now. I just don't think that the Clippers are going to be able to score a lot of points, and I think they're going to have to win the game with their defense. Portland, already talked about it, but they're a team that's going to have to figure it out. Whole bunch of new guys kind of playing together. So those are my looks. I put a half unit on everything. I also played Porzingis 4 threes. When I laddered them up, I only put a quarter unit on his 4th three. So those are my looks. Leans that I have for you guys: Washington, Indiana, first half over 115.5. Boston, New York, first half over 114. I think all the points will be scored early, and then teams will kind of settle in, maybe run out of gas in the second half, which is why I like the first half overs versus the full game over. Brooklyn and Cleveland, under 218 is a lean. Detroit plus the 10. Minnesota plus 1. OKC plus 2.5. Zion over 24.5 points. Sacramento minus 1.5. San Antonio plus 4. And then Dallas, San Antonio first half over 118 and over 118. Those are all the leans. Didn't play any of those. Definitely rewatch the show. Join the membership if you guys want to as well, so you can get the plays as soon as I post them. Like I said, all of them are over there. I'm dropping these before the game, the night before, whenever I cap the games, trying to get the best of the number. Appreciate everybody for dropping through. Hit the like button for me if you can. Share the show on your way out. Appreciate everybody that's hit the like button, that all the new members that's joined, all the people that's coming in here, all the speakers dropping plays, people listening on their way home from work. Everybody that I didn't get to, appreciate y'all as well. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll cap the games for tomorrow. Also be looking at the slate on Friday because we'll have a lot of games on Friday. And the look-ahead spot will be Tyrese Maxey, like I said, to go over his 21.5 points. I think that backcourt for the the Milwaukee Bucks in that home game is going to be food. So I do like Tyrese Maxey. His points probably only going to go up from now to then. So I did play it at 21.5. I also like Kelly Oubre Jr. in this role as well because James Harden will be conditioning and not playing the first couple games for the Philadelphia 76ers. So that's what I got for you guys today, man. Best of luck. Enjoy the games, everyone. Don't go too crazy, and we'll do this all over again tomorrow, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. I'm out.